John Avello is on the air. What's up, John?
Hey, Artie. I'm doing well.
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
What's going on out there in Vegas? You getting excited for March Madness or what?
Yeah, well, these conference tournaments take place first, and this is an exciting week right now with the conference tournaments leading into the NCAA Tournament. And we've been a little low. I mean, we had the Super Bowl, and then after that, things kind of quieted down for a few weeks, and they're no longer going to be quiet starting this week, right for the next 3 weeks or so.
What is this the busiest time out there for you, like for a solid week?
I would say this is the busiest time of the year for us because when that tournament starts, that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are just nonstop. Super Bowl's a big weekend, and it takes place over a couple days. So we'll just be at full capacity for the first 4 days of the tournament. Then it shifts to the nights, evening games, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 7:30 games. We'll be packed for those 4. Then we'll have the Final Four weekend with the 4 games on Saturday, and then the 2 games on Saturday, and the final game on a Monday.
What do you think is going to be a surprise team? Do you think this is a surprise team that's going to play its way in here?
Well, I think that Florida and Wichita State are pretty much shooting for number 1 seeds right now.
Right.
Possibly Arizona may end up with one of those. I don't know if you go much deeper than the obvious. I mean, there's some teams that could make a run, possibly get to an Elite 8, possibly Final Four. But I believe you're going to, it's going to come from any outsiders would be Louisville, Duke, Michigan, maybe Villanova. Virginia's played well. I'll tell you, a team that's really played well, they could maybe win a couple of games is in Oklahoma. They've played real well the last part of the season, so nobody wants to take them lightly in this tournament. But there's going to be some surprises, but to win it all, I don't know who can win 6 games besides those teams I just mentioned.
Okay. John?
Yeah. Hey, John, interested in if you have odds on the perfect bracket. There's that big deal. They're paying, $1 billion, something crazy for a perfect bracket. And I was wondering what the odds are on that.
Huh.
I've figured that out a couple times through the tournament. It's in the billions. So $1 billion's a nice chunk of change, and it's a great promotion. I'd like to see somebody hit it, but I don't think anybody's ever hit it.
Yeah.
And the payoff is probably $15 billion. I mean, that's the true odds of hitting it. It's really difficult, guys, when you think about it. I mean, to pick 60. Well, now we're at 64. Now we're even more than that.
Yeah.
Now we're 67, 68 games now, so it's even more difficult than it used to be.
Does that put you out of business if that happens? Somebody hits that?
If I offered $1 billion,
$15 billion.
Let's put it this way, Artie. I would not be working at Wynn, and Wynn may not even exist anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I mean. What's the closest you've ever seen to a perfect bracket?
Well, I think there was probably somebody that missed maybe 4.
Wow, that is that.
And that was in one of those years where all the chalks won.
Yeah.
But that's just not the way it is. We've been watching this tournament long enough. That's just not the way it goes down.
I mean, missing 4 is, to me, it's so impressive. I can't even imagine that.
That's really great.
Yeah.
Hey, MikeBocchetti had a good question that he actually brought up before. Mike, you want to ask?
Hey, John, I'm a huge fan of yours, but I love when you call in, first of all. John, are you allowed to bet yourself?
Yes.
Oh, right. Well, do you ever consult people from
that? And I used to once in a while, but I don't anymore. At least I can't say I don't. I mean, I still bet horse racing. Once in a while, I'll bet make a future bet, but I don't bet games because my decisions are so large that I hate to bet on a game and need the other side for the house for for a big number.
Right, conflict of interest.
Yeah, it really is. So
Right.
I just stopped. I don't do it anymore, and I haven't done it, on sides, on games now for quite a few years.
There's one concept in Vegas. Everyone is allowed to bet, Mike. They will take your action. They want your action.
That's correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike, have you ever gone to Vegas and gambled, Boschetti?
If I did, I'd have John as a consultant out there from Avello for sure.
Well, he's not
I
going
might
to help.
not be able to help you, Mike. I'm more,
He doesn't want to help you.
necessarily a good handicapper. I mean, that's because my job is to try to make a number on a game so that people can have interest on both sides. Some people say, yes, I like that side with the points, and yes, I like that favorite laying the points. That's my job.
Yeah.
If I had to pick games for a living, I'd have to change all my strategy. I mean, it's so difficult to do. So if you followed me, if I started giving you picks, you may do 50-50. It may be best you'd do.
Well, he's not going to get excited also, Mike, over your $50 bet on the under.
I like slot machines if I went to Vegas, pretty much.
Oh, they like you too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Hey, so who do you like? Who do you like in the tournament? I mean, who's your Final Four?
Well, let's see: Wolford, Mercer, Harvard, and
Harvard's a nice one.
Yeah.
I'll go with. I think Florida and Arizona are two teams that have shown all year long that they can win consistently. Mm-hmm. Others have had their ups and downs. I don't know. I'd probably throw a team like a Michigan in there. They were really great at the end of the year last year. Could have won the whole thing, and they seem to be playing well right now. And I don't know who that fourth team could be. Maybe Louisville. They won it last year. They seem to know how to win. Have the coach that knows how to win. So, and those are four teams that are in your top 10 or so. And is there going to be a team outside that top 10? Always possible. I mean, there could be somebody that gets in there and surprises. Wichita State has an undefeated season.
I was going to say, what about them? Yeah.
And they got to win 6 games. They're probably going to be an underdog in maybe 4 of those games. The first 2 they'll be favored, but they might be an underdog. Starting from that third game on.
So the schedule was just not that impressive.
Right.
Yeah, you can't hold that against them. They may be the best team in the country, but you don't know it because of who they play in the conference, and that's not their fault. I mean, they've everything that's been asked of them, they've done. So we'll see if they can win 6 games. Well, I feel pretty confident they'll win 2, possibly 3. We'll see if they can get the last 3.
What are the odds like for them to win it all?
They're not that high. They're only about 12-1 to win it all. First of all, they're going to be a number 1 seed.
Yeah.
And so that makes the load a little lighter, at least the first couple of games. We have a big hazard on them. That's another reason. They've been bet all year, so they're a loser for us. That's another reason they may be on a little lower than they should be.
Are they a team that covers a lot, John?
Yes.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, they do cover a lot. They like I said, there's anything that's been asked of them this year, they've done. And I think they'll be. They went far last year too in the tournament. So they're no stranger to this tournament, and so they'll come in with much confidence as any other team comes in with. I wouldn't sell them too short. Do they win 6 games? I don't know, but to knock them out, you're gonna have to play a good game regardless of who you are.
What do you think of some of the moves in the NFL today? Anything strike you as something that changes a team's outlook in a major way?
Well, I know Denver's did quite a few things today. I think they got
Aqib Talib,
safety from Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think they got
No. Denver didn't. The Saints got Jarius Byrd.
No, I was thinking about Ward.
Oh, T.J. Ward.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they got the corner from the Pats, Talib.
Right.
Yeah.
So they made some moves today. I don't know. The rest of the teams, some teams are shaking some players loose that trying to get away from their salary cap, and others are picking up. So it's interesting that it's so early. Here we are. The Super Bowl just ended a month ago, and teams are already on the move.
Do you ever have people? Do you make bets for where free agents are going to end up? Does it get that crazy there?
We can't do that.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Oh, because it depends on people making decisions.
Yeah,
right,
people know.
right.
There's some things in town that the Game and Control Board won't allow us to do, and we can't do things where someone else knows the outcome. When we put a line on something, we're all going to have to know the results at the same time. So think of anything that's out there when we all know the results at the same time and no one else has a heads up on it. That's the type of thing we can do.
Okay. Right. What about what about the Oscars? Is that secret enough? You ever put
my God, I had so much fun with that this year.
Yeah.
We had a big party at the hotel and the sports book on Oscar night, and it was just so much fun. But we're still not. We did ballot contests, we did speech contests, we did singing contests,
right?
But none of it involved betting. It was just all for just fun and show and entertainment.
Yeah, it sounds like I'd like to see that party. That sounds like an interesting thing.
It's a good one. It was it was 5th year we did it. So it was our 5th annual. So if you're in town for the Oscars next year, please come by.
Bocchetti, I'm going to give you one more chance to ask another intelligent question at the end of a sports interview with a guy. Again, do not waste John's time.
Okay, John, I loved poker when I was growing up. Do they play 7-card no peak over there?
All right, I'm going to say goodbye to John. In fact, John, don't goodbye. I'm sorry. I apologize for that question. Listen, we're going to have you.
When we were kids, so that's.
Yeah.
I thought he said polka.
Polka.
Like it was music.
That's one of the more embarrassing questions I've heard on the show. I apologize. Listen, I want you to come back on, of course, again before the real tournament starts, the bigger one. And we always love having you on, brother.
Thanks, Artie. I'd love to be on. Just tell Danny to give me a heads up, and I'm glad to come back.
Thank you. The great John Avello out there at the Wynn Sportsbook, the manager of the Wynn Sportsbook. It's a good time.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.